And we have our guest of the night joining
And our
us
guest
there.
is here.
Ladies and gentlemen, coming to us by way of Trials MMA as well as Pound for Pound Fitness, we have one half of the main event coming to us for that LFA 133 card that will be here, like we say, on June 3rd, next Friday night. The man, the myth, the legend himself, Mr. Michael Stack. How you doing, brother?
Oh man, really good. That traffic's brutal to get down here from Fort Collins. This is about a 2-hour drive. So.
Oh man, I can only imagine. You know, it was a tough trip for me just from West Denver getting over this way. So I can only imagine the way that it was tonight. There was just a couple of accidents along with the construction, and it. I feel your pain, my man. I feel your pain.
Yeah. That I-25 sucks.
Everybody who's had to drive along that I-25 corridor, especially during rush hour, knows exactly what Mike is talking
Absolute brutal to try and get through traffic here sometimes.
Definitely.
Yin's being a native, I don't know, man. Your timing, guys.
Josh, don't you tell me about being on time.
I'm the last person to speak on that one for sure.
I still left like 2 hours.
Oh,
I
yeah,
left around 4.
No, I mean, you're totally fine that way.
You're also coming from a drive as well. So
Josh is just busting chops over here because I was running
Jordan
short
was 10 minutes
today.
away, so it doesn't really matter.
But might as well dive into the business, into the thick of things here. Mike, you're fighting in the main event. You're going for LFA Gold this next Friday night. Just tell us a little bit about the details here. You know, what are you thinking about the matchup, so on and so forth?
Well, I think that his style, from what I saw in his last fight, he's a pressure fighter. He's more of a striker, like a Muay Thai type guy, and he's southpaw. So, you know, I think he's going to try and be in my face, which is good. I want a guy to get in there, try and be in my face, try and strike with me a little bit because I'm a pressure fighter too. So I think as far as a matchup goes, it's going to be great for the fans. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Yeah,
I mean,
so what I'm hearing is you're trying to bring the dog out of him. Do you think that he has that in him to come out and match you with that energy?
That's what I've prepared for. That's what I expect. When I go into the fight, I'm expecting to, get into a fight. Of course, I want to win as smart and as efficiently as possible. But, whatever it takes to win the fight, I'm going to do what it takes to win. But I'm prepared for 25 minutes of 25 rounds. Fuck it, yeah. 25 rounds of war. I'm sorry, I don't know if I can.
All right, yeah, we're gonna have to.
That's the
this
one.
That's the one pass. Everybody gets one.
This is syndicated airwaves, so we can't go with that. Unfortunately, we can't go podcast style, completely unfiltered, as much as we may want to at times. But
we get pretty flagrant over here, but got to keep it clean for the radio.
But yeah, nonetheless, I mean, Mike, you kind of hit the nail on the head there, though, that you are a pressure fighter, and this guy is gonna kind of bring that your way. Do you think that plays into your favor? You know, that you have the gusto, the whatever you want to say, behind what you're bringing toward that center of the cage. Because if you ever watch a Michael Stack fight, folks, I mean, this man is all gas.
It's exciting.
I definitely think that I'm the stronger fighter, not just physically, but like tougher. You know, if that makes sense. Mm-hmm. Like I'm more durable. I think I'm more aggressive. I'm meaner. I think I'll be stronger for sure. I think my bones are gonna hurt his more than his will hurt mine. But he's a slick striker. I'm not gonna take anything away from him. When I watched his last fight, I wasn't like super impressed by it, but I also realized what he did to win that fight. He did really well. Like he pressured that guy. That guy was a good counter striker, and a powerful counter striker. He's got a lot of finishes. So what he did to win the fight was impressive in that sense. So I think he's going to be a smart guy. I think he's going to come in there and it's not like he's going in there to lose the fight.
Right. Totally. So, Mike, with the matchup itself and things go your way, you end up having that 12 pounds of LFA gold strapped around your waist. That typically has some implications on the line career-wise. Is that something that you've given a thought to, or are you just trying to stay tunnel vision and focused on the task at hand?
Well, I think you nailed it on the head with like the implications there. The LFA is a big organization. You fought in the LFA, you've headlined in the LFA, and now you're fighting for the UFC.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, I mean, you got it off of a different opportunity.
Yeah.
But still, like the caliber of guys that you're competing against in the LFA, it says something. So to be a world champion and with the LFA to me is like an extreme honor and like a privilege, right? So I'm gonna go in there and take this seriously, and then once I win that belt, you know, if I get a short notice UFC fight, great. If I have to go the contenders route, great. Whatever, you know what I mean? At this point, it's just like I just have to. I'm a fighter, so I get paid to fight. So let's fight. You know what I mean? If I have to fight for the belt, win the belt, and then go to contenders, I'll do that too. I don't mind.
That's a fighter's fighter right there. You love to hear that. So, Michael, with this fight being in Denver, being in the state of Colorado, your home state, is that exciting to you? Do you enjoy having not to fly out to anywhere crazy and actually enjoy it back home?
Yes. You know, my last fight when we flew out to New York, we were at a casino. We get to the casino. The way I like to cut weight, I like to take the bath. You know. They only had showers. Then when we go down to see what they had, like utility-wise, to do the weight cut, they had a hot tub that was lukewarm. They had a steam room that was extremely hot. Like it was hot.
Yeah.
Like skin burning hot. And then the sauna itself was warm, but not warm enough to cut weight.
Yeah.
And so thank God I had my plastics. And I was able to cut weight in the sauna with my plastics, which if I hadn't had those, it would have been so difficult. But to answer your question, to take all those distractions away is definitely going to be a relief. Just to know that today I was 2 hours away. Normally it's only about an hour, 20-minute drive to DU. But just to know that I'm that close and I can cut at home, be prepared, be in my a comfortable space at home, that's nice, man. That is a relief. And then not only that, I'm used to this altitude, right?
Right.
He's coming from sea level or close to it in Brazil. So that's another advantage that I get to have. And, I'm also appreciative for that. And I expected that he's going to be in shape, right? He's not coming to a title fight, a 25-minute fight,
right? Not
in shape, but we'll see how he handles this.
Does that give you a little bit more incentive to put to put the foot on the gas and keep the pressure in his face, be that bulldog that is right there in his grill the entire time?
Yeah, absolutely. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, if
kind of trials tradition or trial style, though, right? I mean, that's Ryan the Lion all over it, right?
Yeah, it's weird that Ryan, because it was all coincidence that I ended up at trials, but we have a very similar fight style, similar personality, and just similar way of looking at life. And it ended up just being perfect for me to go up there. I don't know how it is for you with Mark and
Oh, dude, yeah, it's been a blessing since coming out to Factory X. It's changed my game completely. But moving on with you're the main event, man. How exciting the main event. So one question I like to ask people, because I love the whole martial arts dynamic. Every fight for me is how I look at it is it's a story. You're telling a story with each fight, right? And leading up to some fights, there's maybe some books I'll be reading, some quotes I'll have, some songs, like specific lyrics that I'll just keep repeating in my head to be able to go out and fight and tell a story, tell my story. What is this fight that Michael is going to have winning a championship? What is the story that you're trying to tell with this fight?
Well, for this particular fight, I feel like it's an accumulation of multiple stories, right? I mean, from the beginning of my career as an amateur, when LFA was still on Access TV, right? And that was like when it was RFA and Legacy still,
Right.
and then they
Or the merger.
combined, and then they were still on Access TV for a little bit as LFA.
Mm-hmm.
But I remember, looking back, even at that level, like I always knew I wanted to get to the UFC. But even when I would watch those guys on the Access TV level, the level I'm at right now, and I would look, man, those guys are crazy. Look how good they are. Just the skill that they're bringing, and then the level that the caliber that they're at, and then they're on TV, right? And I'm like, dang, that it almost seemed like I knew I could do it, but almost like didn't seem like real, right? And now it's real, and it's something that's like in 1 week, that's where I'm at, and coming home with that belt is an accumulation of all the hours that I put in from my amateur all the way to now. And then this is still, just another stepping stone until I reach the next level. And then beyond, going into the UFC, that's just another stepping stone, and it's always on to the next thing. But it is important to savor the moments as they come. And I'm definitely like so excited and happy to be in this position. And I feel grateful, like I said.
Certainly.
And that was a weird gesture there you haven't seen. I like asking that question because for 2 weeks in a row, I get chills when people tell me about their own experience when it comes to fighting. And I can empathize with what you said because when I was in college, I used to see videos on TV. Like we'd be out at a party and there'd be the fights are on and it's Access TV and LFA's fighting or Bellator's on there. And you never know, like, I want to do that. Is that attainable? And then just like you said, like, boom, like, well, I'm here now. It's in a week. And like, I've watched you fight and I've watched you grow through LFA. So it got me excited because I believe you're going to be at the next level. Everyone who's watched you fight believes you're going to be at the next level. So to be able to watch that journey and have it happen for me in a different way, but also seeing it for someone else, that just gives me chills. I think that's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I noticed you were saying that, and I think you were contagious there because it gave me a little bit of chills too.
On a selfish note, I have to give you a little shout out there because we're both some fellow Rammies. When you were ever walking along the streets, maybe walking is a gratuitous term on one of those late nights along Laurel and Howes, maybe coming from Old Town. Did you imagine that one day you were going to be that guy on the poster that is headlining events fighting for a world title?
To say, did I specifically imagine it? I don't know if I saw it in that sense, but I always knew it was available, there, and it was what I could draw from was experiences that I've seen other fighters have. So I'll look at how Conor McGregor and his rise, or different fighters that have gone through different. They've gone through the same career, but their paths are different, and so you can kind of draw from each of their careers and say I would like mine to look similar to this, and I would like you would take certain things that they did well versus things that they didn't do good, and you can learn from their experiences and also kind of draw from that experience and say that's kind of how I want mine to look like, and I think that's kind of what I've done.
Awesome. And now, Mike, as we wrap up here, is there any management, teammates, coaches, sponsors, anybody that you want to throw a shout out to here on the way out?
Yeah. Obviously, I always want to shout out my coach, Ryan Schultz. Dude's like family to me. And then, I've been training down at High Altitude, and those guys have been great welcoming me in. Justin Houghton at Pound for Pound's been awesome. And then as far as sponsors goes, I have my own streetwear brand. It's filthystreetwear.com, so check that out. You can also buy some fight shirts there. And then, just tune in for this fight. It's going to be a fun one, and I appreciate everyone that's been on this journey. Thanks for having me on, man. It's been awesome.
Absolutely, man. We thank you for the time. Where can people follow you?
Yeah. So on Instagram, it's Michael Stack _ MMA. Twitter, it's just Michael Stack MMA. And then, that's pretty much it. I'm always on Instagram. So that's probably the best way to find me.
Let's go, Michael Stack. I can't wait to see you shine next Friday.
Hey, I appreciate the hell out of that.
Absolutely, folks. There you have it right there. That is Michael Stack. He is going to be fighting for that LFA featherweight title next Friday night on June 3rd at the Magnus Arena. If you cannot attend in person, make sure that you tune in on UFC Fight Pass. I'm Jordan Kurtz, sitting here alongside the Big Yin's Josh Fremd. This is the MMA Plug presented to you by the Talk of Colorado on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio. Thank you so much for watching. Please hit that like, share, and subscribe button. That helps us continue to produce this original MMA content and bring it for you every single week. Tune in to the MMA Plug presented by DenverSportsBetting.com on 98.1 FM, Mile High Sports Radio on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7 p.m.
or live stream at DenverSportsBetting.com/radio.